Action.
Action.
Sucks. Alright, ready?
Burning feather stick made with the SCHF42. Review coming soon. After I test it a lot more.
Look at all those. It's amazing. It's like a mini torch.
Yep, indeed. Welcome to Ted's Outdoors HoodCraft Survival. Today I will be talking about this knife because this is a knife review, of course. And this is the Schrade SCHF42. This is a Brian Griffin design, and I've been using this for quite a while now. My voice might sound a little funny because my nose is bugged up. I've been using this knife for quite a while now. I've had it for about 2-3 weeks maybe. I've been using it quite a bit since then. I took this backpacking with me a while ago and I did some testing on that, and I'll show you guys all the footage of that. The footage will be rolling in, of course. And so I took this knife backpacking with me to do a lot more testing with it because I was out in the field for about 3 days. And so I had a lot of hard use that I could use this knife for, and it held up magnificently. Now, just a couple features for this knife is you got about a 5-inch cutting edge. You know, everything will be in the description below, so just click that description box and you'll be able to see everything you need to know about this knife. So you got about a 5-inch blade, some jimping up here, and a smashing pommel with removable handle scales. Now, one thing I would like to note about this knife is I don't like the jimping. I don't like jimping at all. It's just a personal preference. I don't like it. Now, that being said, it's not too aggressive that I'm gonna really care about it, but I just don't really like it. You know, it's not my thing. And then smashing pommel is very useful for various uses and such, and it means that if you hit something, you're not gonna damage your scales. And if you do damage them, you can always replace them because you can take these off, which is nice. The coating is very good. It hasn't worn too much. It's worn a little bit, but not too much. And it's very smooth. You know, you're not going to get any resistance from this, really, going through material like wood and such. The handle is extremely, extremely comfortable. And you can see how it gets wider to the back of the knife. And that's a good thing because if I cut my hand like that, you can see that, you know, there's a lot of room right here. And that's where I want the handle to be wider. Just, you know, simple ergonomics. And so it's quite a good knife. I have a little piece of orange lanyard on here so that if I drop it in all this green foliage, I can still find it. Now, this knife is made out of 1095 steel, and that's very good steel in my opinion. It's, you know, great for all around purposes. And one thing I do like about this is that you can get sparks off the spine with a piece of flint. Now, I have started several fires using this. What you do is I like to place this in a log and put my char cloth, or you can use chaga, tinder fungus, whatever, and you can drive sparks off the spine with flint. Now, that's not a thing that people usually mention in reviews, but I would just like to mention that for you right now, for those interested. And so that's just one more use for this knife, you know. Yeah, because, you know, a fire is one of the most important things out in the woods for, you know, a survival scenario or just everyday life, you know. And so it's personal preference for me, which is my personal opinion, my personal preference. I would like to be able to get sparks off the spine with a piece of flint or a hard rock with a hardness over 7. Now, that's my personal preference. You don't have to do that. You may not have to worry about it. That's fine. But that's just the way I want to have my knife to be able to do, you know. I just want to be able to strike a piece of flint on the bottom and get sparks. Now, those sparks won't be hot like a ferro rod because you're just going to be able to light pretty much just, what's it called, char cloth or chaga or tinder fungus or something like that. I've heard about punkwood, that works, but I'm not sure about that. I've not tried it. Now, this knife is about the right size for me. I really like the size of this knife. You know, maybe another inch on the blade would be nice, that's fine, but this is a good overall size and everything. And it's just a really good knife. With a full flat grind, it just goes through wood incredibly well. And you can see that it slowly tapers down to the point, which is very gradual. and that means that it works very well for fine carving, because down at the tip it's very thin, and you can do some fine carving, you know, carving a bow drill set and stuff like that. Now, one thing I will note is that, you know, I don't like the jimping, personal preference again, and this part right here is higher than right here, and I guess that's for aesthetics, I think, but I don't think it should be on there, because when you're batoning, you can only baton to about here, really, before it starts. This higher piece right here on the steel gets a little bit annoying with batoning. It can mess with it because it doesn't want to go straight through the wood. But that's, you know, just aesthetics, I think, is why they put that on there. I think, you know, I'm not 100% sure, but it's really not that big a deal. And this knife came razor sharp out of the box. I did not have to sharpen it at all. I did throw it on my strop a couple times, but that was not needed. You know, I could have used it fine. I just like it to be as sharp as I can possibly get it. And, you know, the sheath is good. Overall knife is good. I mean, with the price you're paying for this knife, I got it for about $47. That was an amazing deal for me, I think. Just amazing. Now, I'm going to place that knife right there and take off the sheath so that I can show you guys how I've modified it and show you it. So this is the sheath that you'll get. It will not have this paracord on here, and it will not have this ferro rod. It just comes as a plain black leather sheath. Very good, I think. The leather is, you know, fine. It's not, if you're a leather enthusiast and you love leather sheaths and leather products and things like that, this isn't going to be great, but it works. And as long as it works, it's fine with me. So it just goes in there, it snaps in. You know, it's all black, so it's not, you know, it'll suit more people, I think, like that. And then you got this snap that works. You can also do shock cord and paracord lanyard on here. Or not lanyard, but retention strap, if you like. And then the leather, you know, it's not fantastic, but it's good, and it works. And so I just did this quick braid of paracord on here so that I could put my ferro rod right on the sheath. And that was just a modification I like to do, just so I have another ferro rod on my sheath that I don't use very often, but it's nice to have. And then this knife, of course, does have a 90-degree spine, very sharp out of the box, and so you can strike your ferro rod. And to strike flint on the back of the spine like I like to do, you have to take the coating off the back. All I did was take some sandpaper, take the coating off, I was good to go. And so, my overall impressions of this knife over the last 3 weeks is that it's a fantastic budget blade. I mean, I would recommend this to anybody wanting to get into bushcraft, and also people that have been in it for several years. Because this knife is good for everybody, really. I mean, I use this knife, and I've been, you know, doing bushcraft for quite a while now, and, you know, I really hard use my blades, and this knife has held up with no problem. This will have no problem doing hard to use things. Just no problem at all. And so anybody, I mean, I would recommend this literally to anybody, especially because it's on a budget and everybody can afford it. You know, I like to have high carbon steel blade. A lot of people don't mention this, but to get sparks off the spine, I like to have a 90-degree spine. If I can have it, I will have removable handle slabs or scales, so that if I damage them, I can take them off, replace them, or just take them off. And I like, you know, that's personal preference. I like to have a pummel on the bottom to smash things with. Personal preference. It's on there. It's high carbon steel. The coating is a good coating, I think. I'm glad it's on there than just a blank blade, because it was easily taken off the spine, so that's no problem. And it's very slick, so you're not going to worry about friction. And then the leather sheath, you know, comes with a good stock sheath, so you don't have to buy a custom one. You know, if you want to buy a custom one, it's no problem. But, you know, it's all good. And I would recommend this literally to anybody. So, thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope this review helped you out. I hope you learned something from it. If you have any comments, please leave them below. I'll read them all. And thank you guys all so much for watching. We'll see you next time with a new video very soon. Thanks.